everyone, and welcome to the first ever edition of the Observer of Football podcast, where we want to talk everything soccer and highlight the local talent here in the Manitoba soccer community. For my first ever guest, I couldn't think of a better person than my coach and mentor, Seidu Mo. So Seidu, thank you so much for joining me here on the podcast. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. Thank you for having me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's good. So have you ever done a podcast before?
Not, I've done it once, but that was like in 2019.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, what was that podcast for?
It was for our story when we came here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And we'll definitely get into that and later on in the podcast. But today, Seidu, I wanted to talk about your story because for those who don't know, Seidu has a very inspiring story. I actually met Seidu for the first time, and I think it was either 2017 or 2018, like we talked about, at University of Winnipeg in one of my conflict resolution courses. Seidu came to do an inspiring speech, and that speech always stuck around with me. So funny enough, our paths would join again about 5 or 6 years later, where I'm actually currently playing for Sports Without Boundaries soccer team at Manitoba Major Soccer League. And as soon as I saw Seidu, I'm like, hey, I know you. I swear, I'm like, you're definitely a person who's very memorable, and your story always stuck out to me. So I guess, Seidu, for the audience and for myself, can you just give a little bit of background about yourself and just your story, just a brief overview?
Yeah. Like I said, thank you for having me here. This is I would say, my first or second podcast. For at least for the past 6-7 years.
Oh yeah.
And I'm from Ghana, and my background was playing soccer when I was a kid. I started playing soccer when I was a kid. I traveled once, which is in Brazil, for a soccer tryout.
Okay.
And I've played many local teams in Ghana. I've played Accra Great Olympics, and I've did a tryout also for 11 Wise, which is at Takoradi in one of the cities in Ghana. Okay. And that's where I get my exposure to travel to Brazil for a soccer tryout.
Ah, okay.
So, so when I went there, things didn't go well. I went there in 2014 when Brazil was hosting the World Cup. Mm-hmm. So there was a lot of Ghanaians who have traveled there, and some of them went there to watch the World Cup, and some of them went there to stay and work. So for me also, I went there to watch the World Cup, and I went and played soccer for these guys, and one of them saw me and he told me he's going to take me to a soccer team, which is the city that we were on. Its name is Criciúma, Criciúma SC. That was the city that we were in Brazil.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it took me there. And I went for medicals, and I went and do a little bit tryout with the team, and after that they like me, but I have to go for medicals. Mm-hmm. So I went for medicals, and my medicals came in negative. I had this injury that that I thought it's not gonna be an issue. So when I went there, they see the injury, because in Ghana, when I was playing for Accra Great Olympics, I got injured, and there's no any properly medical equipment that they can treat that injury. Yeah. So they made me went to one clinic, and they gave me a shot on my knee.
Oh, okay.
So while I was playing, the injury was it's gone. So one day we were practicing, and it started again.
Oh, jeez.
So I have to miss a lot of games when I was in Ghana. So when I came to Brazil, so the medical the scan showed my injury. And they were thinking the Brazilian team, or the team in Brazil wanted to treat it, but they weren't sure, maybe it's going to cost them a lot of money or something like that. So that's why I couldn't I couldn't make it to the team.
Oh, shoot. And what was it an injury that was like, it only needed a couple months to heal? Like, how long did it need to heal?
So the doctor told me to take me like 3 months to heal.
It's not that bad.
So, yeah, so I stayed home for 4 months for it to heal. So, not knowing, they didn't treat it very well. But when I went to Brazil for the tryout and they made me do the trials, they took me to medicals so that they can have a proper, examine on my body and scan all, like if I'm very fit and good to go. So the medical came, the result came, it came negative. So there was injury on there. So I couldn't make it to the team. So it was frustrating. I was very upset. And that was where, like, things started going, bad for me. And so from there I have to leave.
Yeah.
I went to United States.
Before we get into that, and I wanted to ask, because I've always been curious about it, but I want to ask you, I guess, a couple of things. What position did you play in soccer when you first started?
I played in defense.
Yeah.
And sometimes I play in DM.
Okay. What do you prefer?
I prefer the defense because that's my favorite position.
You don't hear that often, especially with the youth, especially like in our team too. You don't hear a lot of kids want to play soccer, like defender these days. They always want to be up front or be attacking midfield or scoring the goals, right?
Yeah, but they don't know the work they have to put in to be that kind of players.
It's true.
Because playing as a DM, some of them don't understand.
Yeah.
It's not about your skills, but it's about how you help your defense.
Yeah.
Especially DM. DM is like you are playing center back. You have to look around you all the time because once the midfield is broken, then that means the defense is gonna be in a mess.
Oh yeah.
So I prefer playing at the center back because that was my favorite position when I was playing soccer. And funny thing is that, like, when I was playing before I went to Olympics, when I was playing Olympics, I played for a second division team, and there was a scout who came there from Scotland.
Really?
I didn't know about it.
Oh, okay.
And that day, the coach put me to go and strike. He told me to go and strike. I never played as a striker before. He put me as a striker. And I went and played as a striker. And luckily, they got a scout. After the game, it's a friendly game, it's an exhibition game. So after the game, the manager called me and he called me to come to his office. And I went to his office. And we were talking and he said, oh, there's this one guy who saw me there. He said, you want to be my agent? And I was like, oh, that's good. So I was happy.
Yeah.
I was happy. At that time, I didn't have this injury. I was happy. And, and I went there and he told me about it and everything. And I was like, I wasn't a striker. I was a defender. But why, but someone saw something that he can teach me to be a good striker. But for me, I didn't see myself as a striker. I see myself as a center back all the time. So it was a different dynamic of me playing as a defender and also as a striker. So, but, it didn't went well as well. He took someone instead of me.
Yeah.
He took one of his players that he was managing and he didn't take me. So that's where, like, the scout guy, the agent guy was pissed. He was upset about that. Like, he didn't talk to the right guy that he saw playing as a striker. So they gave him something different.
Okay.
Yeah.
I asked though, did you score in that game?
I scored 2 goals that game. I scored 2 goals.
You should really, I would put you up top way more often then. Can you come play for SWB up front? I think we need some of that on our team right now.
I always tell the kids, I told them if I'm playing for SWB second division, I'll be scoring a lot of goals.
Yeah.
That division, I'll score a lot of goals.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, I scored 2 goals that day.
Wow. Well, hey, defender going away as striker and scoring 2 goals? It's pretty much unheard of.
Yeah. And yeah, so from there, from Brazil, and I went to, things were getting rough. and I was frustrating. And from there, I went to the United States. I went to the United States to stay.
Yeah.
And by that time, my brother is there with his wife.
Mm-hmm.
And I went there and, but I went there, I didn't go there as a soccer player because I know, my knee, I had problem with my injury and the injury. So I started playing it as a keep fit, something to keep me fit.
Okay.
And also I got a guy there. My brother was playing with them there. Like they sometimes come out and play, to keep themselves fit. And one of the guys saw me and he told me he have a team that he wants me to coach.
Oh, okay.
They are young kids. They are like from 16 to 17.
All right.
And so I was coaching these kids. And some of them are from Italy and some of them are United States, citizens. And,
Wow.
so I was coaching those boys and we went into a league.
How do you find coaching? Like I know you said that your injury was a big impact on you and, a lot to process, especially having the chance of signing with a professional team pretty much. And then, going to America and, having to take a little bit of step back as a professional player and then transition to coaching. Like, how did you find all that and how was that experience for you?
Oh, it was a very top experience. It's like, when I look back, like when I was playing and how I enjoyed playing soccer, and now it's not the same because now I'm not that active because of my injury, and I still want to play soccer, but my injury won't let me. So it put me in a different situation where I think like, okay, since I have that kind of experience in playing soccer, why not, maybe give some of my talent to kids who want to play soccer.
Yeah.
So that's why I went into coaching when I was in the United States. And even when I was in the United States, I was coaching these kids. We went into a tournament and all that. We won the tournament. I won the tournament. We won the tournament with the kids. The kids were very good. They were very good. I coached them there and we won the tournament and also I went there one day and played soccer with this team.
Yeah.
It was, I think it was a Division 3 or Division 2 team.
Okay.
When I was there. And I played some couple games with them, and one of the guys took me to Columbus Crew.
Oh.
To go for a tryout there.
So, who right? Sometimes you don't know who's watching, connections. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I went to Columbus Crew and we had a, how do you call it? We did a tryout.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, even that day, my brother came and watched me do the tryout. And that day, they put me as a DM. They didn't put me, even though I put as a defender on my listing, but they put me as a DM. And I went and did a tryout with Columbus Crew.
I had so curious about that. So doing a trial or a tryout in Brazil in their national team, like in their club setup, comparatively to an MLS team at the time, was there any major differences you saw with the tryout? How was that experience for the both of them?
I think the experience is the same, but it's just that how they set up. Because for Columbus Crew, you have 2 fields that are doing the tryout.
Okay.
But the Brazilian team, you have the professional that you are doing the tryout with.
Okay.
So they came out.
Interesting.
But the Brazilian, the Columbus Crew, the actual players were in there. There was a bunch of players that come there to do a tryout as well.
So it's kind of a mixture.
Yeah, the kind of mixture. So,
okay.
There are some talented in that tryout, but there are some also who are intermediates. So sometimes if you are playing soccer with intermediates, sometimes you will not see that, you will not see how good you are unless you are playing with the pro or the good ones.
Yeah.
So that's where you feel like you are playing good.
Okay.
So it's different setup of the tryout.
I feel like playing against the actual professional, with the ones in the first team or even the backup players.
The backup players, yeah.
At least you can get an idea about where your skill level is at, and the coaches can also see where your skill level is at, how you can integrate into the team, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's kind of different setup, but they are both very excellent.
Awesome. So I kind of want to shift the conversation a little bit. So I know you said you're from Ghana. I just was curious to hear more about your childhood there. Like, I know you spoke about it a little bit. Are you kind of able to shed some light, like what hometown you're from? Like, how was your family life like? Any siblings, things like that?
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I'm from Ghana. I live in Accra.
Okay, Accra. Okay.
That's the capital city of Ghana.
Okay.
That's where all the government buildings are. The parliament is, and yeah, I grew up around friends who also love soccer,
Mm-hmm.
and we started playing soccer when we were kids. We played soccer, Juventus, and growing up, I was playing academy,
Okay.
and also I played Montreal FC, which is in Ghana. It's a third division, and we qualified to second division. And from there, I left there, and I went to a team called Lenient. So
Okay.
Lenient FC is also a Division 2. And I went and played them for half a season, and we qualified for a playoff to qualify for the Division 1.
Oh.
And we couldn't make it to the Division 1. But yeah, I won a major trophies when I was playing for Montreal FC.
Oh, wow.
2 times. And for Lenient also, I won a trophy there. I won the league also 1 time. So
you're a champion, basically. In Ghana, you're a champion. You won major trophies.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I won the league with Montreal for 2 times, and Lenient also 1 time. So yeah, so my family, I have a big family.
Yeah.
I have 12 siblings.
Wow.
Yeah, I have 12 siblings. My father have 3 wives.
Okay.
It's a Muslim thing, You
Yeah.
can marry up to 3 wives, or up to 5. Oh no, up to 4. So my father have. So at my mother's side we have 4,
Okay.
and one is deceased, and the other wife is she had also 3,
Okay.
and there is another one also that outside my father's marriage he have 2, or he have 1.
Okay.
And the third wife, he have 2 as well. So
Wow.
yeah, so my father have 12. I have 12 siblings.
Jeez. Like I'm the only child. I'm only the one. Were you all in the same household?
No, we weren't.
Oh,
We were in
okay.
different household.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that would have been a busy house if
Yeah.
it's 12 siblings in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, and my family, my family is not. They were rich, but we managed.
Yeah.
My mom took care of us. My dad took care of us, but our mom did a lot of work.
Yeah.
She was the one who was there for us. When we need something, schooling, school fees. She was the one who have to go and hustling and pay the school fees for us, and make sure we have the good education that we want. But unfortunately, we couldn't continue after we finished our junior high school.
Oh.
We couldn't continue because of the fees. It's expensive at that time.
Oh.
So my mother couldn't afford it, and she struggled a lot.
Oh. Okay. Wow.
And as a child, when I was growing up, I have been sick. I got sick a lot, so she have to be traveling with me a lot of time for, for treatment and all that. But yeah, my mom did a lot of work on us, in terms of life, how we can be successful in life, and yeah, and we are here today. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you all the credit for that.
Well, no kidding. It sounds like an amazing woman, like a superhero, pretty much, for all the sacrifices she
Yes.
made. And I know probably life wasn't easy, and especially with school fees and multiple children that could be sick and everything. Yeah, I couldn't imagine, especially at that time too. Yeah. So kind of going with that. So with your childhood, and then you said from your friends are all into soccer. What's your first memory of soccer? Like, what's your first, when you look back at it, you're like, what's your first memory?
My first memory was when I was when I was playing the third division.
Yeah.
Because it's called Montreal FC. So Montreal FC is like it's huge in where I live in Accra, like the city, the area that I am. Because they have one team also called Islamic FC.
Okay.
So it's like a rivals, those two. So playing and, seeing a lot of people coming out to watch, that place was crowded. It was crowded. I had never seen it before. And that was my first game.
Really?
In that team.
Wow.
My first season and my first game, and there was a lot of people that came out and watched.
That must have been an amazing experience.
It's very amazing, And that's where, I started getting more interested in playing soccer. Okay. Because at first, when I was a kid, I was interested, but not that intense of interested in playing it. So it gave me a lot of opportunity to play with some professional players, and also, people who have played for Montreal before. Some of them came back and played with us in that team, and it gave me a lot of experience on how to play soccer. And I gained experience from playing that third division. So that was my first memory. That if I look back, I'll say this is where I started playing soccer as a mature player. So it was very exciting to see, even like people came and watch. Your family came out to watch you. My brother, my uncle, they came out and watched me that day. So it was a very excited day.
See, I never had an experience like that, so I'm just living vicariously through you right now. Like, putting on the jersey, you're walking out with your steam, and you have like almost a sold out crowd, I imagine, and your family's there, and it's something I always dreamed of. But no, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
So when you're speaking of all these teams you're playing for in Ghana, you're winning trophies, it sounds like you should be playing for the national team, honestly.
I wish. I wish back then, but, the national team is very tough to get in.
Yeah.
And you need a good agent to put you there. But, that's why you see, like, the Ghanaian team now is a mess. Because there wasn't, like, it has been turned into a politics, So we have talented players in the Black Stars, but because of the politics that is going on, you will not see them doing well in tournaments. So you need to get a good agent for that. And agents are someone who can get you into national team. And if you get a national team, you're going to make it to professionals. So that's the thing, you play very good, but who are the agents that will push you?
So you need that extra,
extra
to help bridge that gap, right?
Yeah.
To take the next step. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Even me going to Olympics, I didn't go there by myself, because Olympics also is one of the strong team in Accra.
Yeah.
Because we have Accra Asafolk and we have Accra Great Olympics, so they are also rivals. So whenever they meet, you see the stadium is full too. It's like Kumasi Asante Kotoko and Accra Asafolk. You see the stadium is full. So Kumasi, how do you Kotoko? They call them Kotoko. So they live in Kumasi, the second capital town in Ghana.
Oh,
the city, yeah. So they also have their team. So if Accra Asafolk and Kotoko meet, man, that day, even they will do juju. I don't know if you know juju, like something spiritual. How they will win that game, they will do it.
This is just for good luck.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
So it's they are the top two teams in Ghana.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I would love to go to a game just to experience that atmosphere.
You see the atmosphere, like people singing, wearing their jerseys, like you see the atmosphere.
I would love that.
It's not even going to Olympics. It's not, I didn't went there by myself. It's an agent who told us to go. So we have to go there and, let the management know that, this who sent us to come here, because they recognize the person.
Got it.
So that's how we get into the team.
So it's all about connections, really.
Yeah, it's connections. Yeah.
So, you know, obviously you play pretty high level there then.
Yeah.
So I know you kind of talked about it briefly, but like what kind of made you want to go to Brazil in particular? What was attractive about going to Brazil?
Well, there are multiple reasons. One, the language, because I went there, just to, work when I was there. And also, I get lucky to have some guy there who introduced me to the team to go and do a tryout there. So, and also I couldn't make it. And also it's kind of, the language barrier to, they speak Portuguese. It's kind of tough for me. And I was there for, I wasn't there for a long time. And because of that, I have to leave.
Okay.
There are some reasons also, but I don't want to talk about it here, And the reason also is because, like, I have a lot of things going on at that time too. So it gives me a lot of opportunities, because I've worked with some people there when I was in Brazil, and the frustration was too much too. When I found out that my injury was not something that would make me play soccer again, so it's a multiple reason. There's a lot of things that went through that I couldn't, take it in. I have to, just leave, just to get another experience from another country.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
no, and totally understandable, and I appreciate you telling me that. And I think especially like moving from your home country, going to another country where the language barrier is very hard, right? And I have a couple of coworkers as well who speak Portuguese, and I can barely understand what they're saying sometimes. So, no, I could definitely understand, and I can see that frustration for sure. So I know you said that you went then to go with you live with your brother for a bit in the United States. And I don't know how long you stayed there, which I think you can maybe more elaborate on. But I kind of want you to talk about your journey from the U.S. to where we are now. We're a little bit north of the U.S. For those who don't know, we're in Winnipeg, Manitoba, where it's known as it's a cold climate here, where soccer isn't the most popular sport, but it's growing here. But if you could elaborate on I guess kind of that transition to go from the U.S. to Canada, like how'd you get here?
Man, it was a long journey. It took us about 5-6 months to get to US, because we went by bus, by boat, and we got robbed. So from Brazil, I left from Brazil to Ecuador by bus.
By bus, okay.
We did 3 days. 3 days, yeah.
That's been such a long time.
It was long bus. So from Ecuador, we have to stay there for some time because we are leaving, because our aim is to go to the United States, right? And I have some friends also with me. So we left there. We're in Ecuador. So Ecuador, I will not say it's tough to live there, and we stayed there for some time, me and my friends, because we wanted to leave to the United States. And there was this guy who said, you can help us to go to the United States. So we trusted him, We trusted him. And we slept there for 5 days before we even left. So our next journey from Ecuador is to Colombia. So from Colombia, we have to take a boat. You cannot take a bus.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So even when we were in the bus, the border patrols have to stop us several times. The police on the road, there's a lot of police on the road there. So they stop you every how do you call it, barrier that you get, every barrier, they will stop you there. So once they stop you, they will get into the bus and start searching everybody. So we were in the bus and they took our passport and we were holding the Ghanaian passport. They took that passport and they were looking and they saw like the visa that we have there, not knowing it's a fake visa.
Okay.
And we didn't know. So they stopped us, they stopped the bus and they let us get out from the bus because, they were saying it's a fake visa. And I was like, no, it is not a fake visa. We got this visa from the embassy. The embassy gave us that visa. So they saw that with the talks, it's a fake visa. And they want us to give them money. So, we give them $5. And $5 when you give them five US dollars, man, they respect that money a lot.
Really?
So they respect that money. The US dollars, they respect it.
Okay.
We give them money, each of us give them $5, and they let us in the bus, and we left. So we went to another, another place too. We got stopped by the police again.
Okay.
And that place too, the same thing, we have to give them money too.
It's just giving them $5 bill, $5 American bills?
We were giving money, man. And I was like, no, man, I'm fed up. I'm not going to give anybody any money anymore. If they want to take me back, they should take me back. No. And one also stopped us. The third one also stopped us. And he said we should come out. And we get out from the bus and he was talking to us and, the bus waited for us and he told us where are we going? We told him we are going to Colombia. And he said, okay, you guys are going to Colombia. Do you have a visa? And we said, we have a visa. You should check in our passport. And he also said, no, it's not about the visa, but we have to give him something. He was saying into Spanish, we have to give them money. And we gave them, and my friends gave him, but I told him I don't have anything. I've already given it to 2 people on my way before I even got here. And I told him I don't have money. So when I told him that, it's like, no, he's not going to let me go. I will stay here, my friends. And I said, man, I don't have money. What do you want me to do? And my friends helped me. They didn't give him money, but they just talked to him saying, like, we don't have money. We spend all our money on our way here. So he should let us go. So he let us go. He let us into the bus and we left. So that's where we went and got to Colombia like early in the morning. When then there's a guy, there was a guy who smuggled people.
Okay.
So because he was the one that we are going to meet so that we can cross the river between Colombia and Ecuador. So he was the guy who helped us smuggle. So we were there also for 5 days there. We slept there in a store with 6 of my friends.
Wow.
So we slept there.
And how are you feeling during this? Like, I can only imagine, like, you went through like that grueling checkpoints giving, border officers money, but then you also have to like go on a boat and like, sleeping in a store with different people, right?
Ever since we left that Brazil, it wasn't easy for us.
Undoubted.
It was struggling all the time. Like, we couldn't sleep. We were scared they were going to rob us and all that, and all these police people that were stopping us. All this is part of the stress that we all went in when we were going. And after that 5 days, the smuggler came, and he bring his boat. And even him, we have to give him at least $50 each for him to cross us that road, And he said he doesn't want the money into dollars. He wants us to change it because he don't want people to see that, like, you have dollars. Where did he get that money? So we have to change that money into Ecuador money, into pesos, to give it to him. So we did that. So after we did that, he bring up the boat, and we went into the boat, and he gave us some money that we will meet some guy there. We will give that guy that money. So we were in that, so our boat took off. We were in the middle of the river. And the guys cover us with a big black plastic bag, because there was police people in the helicopter up there. They may see us, so that's why they say like we should cover ourselves. So we covered ourselves in that river there, where, and the police stopped them, and we're in the middle of the river, and you see like the wave, we're feeling the wave, we're hitting our boat. Like, man, at that time we thought we were dying. We're in the middle of that ocean there. We thought we were dying. Like, and they stopped us and they talked to them, and the helicopter left. And when the helicopter left, so we continue our journey. And it was around 8 p.m. It's getting dark, because it was a long journey in that river there. So the guy took us to a place, and man, I didn't know I would see innocent. I was like, not innocent. I didn't know I would see familiar faces, people that I know back home in Ghana. I saw them there.
Really?
Oh yeah, I saw them there, and I saw them, and I was surprised that I saw it. People that I know back home in Ghana, in my city. Some of them will even play soccer together back home, and I saw them there. And I was like, man, what are you guys doing here? Like, we were speaking outside, like, what are you guys doing here? And they say, oh, what are we also doing here? And we say, oh, we are all leaving. So that place also is like a small place. And there was we were mixed with, people from Ecuador, and, some people also, they were mixed in that room. It was a small room too. There was a lot of people. And I remember when I feel like I'm going to I wanted to go to the bathroom, and they showed me the bathroom. And the bathroom was a mess. I couldn't go, because when I was going there and I saw a snake.
Oh.
I was like, hell no.
Yeah, absolutely.
No
way.
I don't like snakes, man. I hate snakes. I don't like snakes.
Me neither.
And I saw a snake, and I said, no, I'm not going to go into that bathroom anymore. I said, no, I'm not going to that bathroom. And I called one of the guys who were taking care of that place, and they came, and I told them, look, there's a snake here. And they saw the snake. It's a black cobra. They saw it, and they saw the snake is leaving. And I was like, and he told me to go, I should go. And I said, no, I'm not going in there. I'm not going to that bathroom. At that time, then I said, oh, no, I'm okay. I'm not going to the bathroom again.
A black cobra was in there?
I didn't even, when I even saw that snake, after that, I couldn't even sleep in that room, because I'm scared that maybe there's more snakes around that place. And I told my friends, and all of them even also didn't sleep. And the room also was dark.
Yeah.
And we're sleeping on the floor. But they gave us some, some blanket. And the blanket too is too light, and it's not even like, it's not even enough for us all of us to even get that blanket. Some got the blanket, some couldn't. So early in the morning, they came and wake us up and took us into the boat again. So now we have to go. Now we have to go and meet that guy that he gave us that money to give it to him. So we went and meet that guy early morning. And we went and we gave him the guy the money, and he showed us the way where we can go. So when he showed us the way, and we went, and it was muddy. We have to walk a long walk. We did 2 days in that jungle there. And we were sitting, we were tired. It was muddy. Our dress all is muddy, like our shoes, our pants, like everything. We were tired, we were exhausted. We were so tired. There was we have our food at that time. Oh, we have our food in our bags and everything, but it was very tiring. And we got to that place where we will meet another smuggler who is coming to take us on a boat. We were sitting there also, planning on how we can get there and stuff and all that. Man, and there was another snake in that jungle too.
Oh no, these snakes.
He was coming towards us.
Oh,
He was coming towards. I saw him and I told him, "Hey guys, look at snake." And we all took like a stick, and the snake saw us and he was just looking at us. He stopped and he was just looking at us, and we started scaring him out. And between like 30 minutes and our boat came. So when our boat came, the snake, it went into the water. Because we were also like, going into the boat, so we have to pass into the water and go into the boat. And the snake went into the water. That time, I was told them the snake went into the water. So everybody started getting scared. We all started rushing and getting into that boat. Everybody got in successful, and we left. So it came to a point where the boat was very long. So it came to a place on that in that jungle that the boat cannot go unless we have to get out and walk in the water and push that boat. So we went into the water and we started pushing that boat. And there was these snakes also. You see snakes, in the water, but they are not poisonous snakes.
Okay.
So you see them running, and man, at that time, I was scared. I told them, I'm not going to step my feet on that water. So I stay in that boat. They were pushing. I told them, no, I can't. So they were pushing that boat and they push it. And so we got to Colombia.
Yeah.
We got to Colombia. In Colombia, there's a small village. Mm-hmm. That's where we were sleeping, and there was mosquitoes.
Worse than here?
Man, worse than here. The mosquitoes there in that village, you cannot sleep. Man. And they gave us a room, a big place for us that will fit all of us.
Yeah.
And they brought us a mosquito net that we can use so that we can get good sleep. And they gave us that mosquito net. But all this, we have to pay them.
It's nothing's free, is it?
Yeah.
I have to ask, how much sleep did you get during this time?
Man, I don't think I had a proper sleep during that time now. Because I can't sleep. Because my aim was to go to United States. That was my destination.
Yeah.
That was my last destination that I want to go to. But like the struggles that we have to go through to even go there, it's not easy.
No, just what you told me, it sounds like I couldn't even imagine.
Man, we spent also 5 days in that small village there. And the smuggler come. Now we have to go to Panama. And Panama, we cannot go by boat. We have to walk in the jungle. And when we walked there for 3 days, no food. One of our friends died.
Oh my God.
It was tasty. His teeth like, his teeth like stuck together. And it was tasty. And it was nighttime the first day. And one of them was trying to before we even go to, one of them was trying to even steal my shoes. I put my shoe, I hung it on my shoulder, and he wanted to steal it. And I told him, hey, look, tell him, if he touch my shoes again, I swear to God, I'm going to kill him here. I told that guy, because, they're trying to rob us, but they don't know that we are aware of what they are trying to do. So all of us and my friends, we pick up a stick, a big stick, in case if something goes off, then we will know how we can defend ourselves.
Yeah.
So we went, we were going, and we saw another village. There was these traditional people there. They were wearing like beads all over, and we told them we are going to Panama, and they said, oh yeah, Panama is far. And we told them how many days it's going to take. They said it's going to take us like 3 days. That's roughly 3 days. And we told them, okay. So the smugglers, they show us some path because they cannot go across there. Because if they go there and the soldiers catch them there, they're gonna be in a huge problem. Because Panama and Colombia, they have they had a war before, so they are not that friends.
Oh, they're not friendly.
Yeah, they are not friendly.
Okay.
So they show us the path that we'll go through, and we follow that path.
How's your knee holding up in this? Because you had that injury, which was, how is it holding up?
At that time, my knee wasn't that worse.
Okay.
Because I was active and still playing when I was in Brazil and all that. And so I was active at that time, I was playing. But when I was walking, it started to feel like I'm feeling it, but not that intense feeling. It was good, and I had I have a pill that I take so that it can ease the pain. So I have that pill in my bag.
Okay.
So whenever it started like getting intense or something like that, then I would take it.
Okay.
So my knee was all right at that time, and they show at that part. First day we spent the night in the jungle, and the second day we spent night. So that was the last night. That was when our friend said you couldn't make it. He cannot make it. He tasted at that time our food, our drinks. We don't have nothing. All is finished. And we saw it was like his tasty. It's like he started calling me by my name because back home they call me Babonkoa. That's my name back home.
Yeah.
So that's how he said, Babonkoa, I cannot make it. I told him why. He said, no, he can't. He said we should go. I said, no, we are all going together, And he's like, okay. So we spent the last night in that jungle. So we were sleeping there, and he said it's tasty. And we told him okay, we don't have any water here, and that jungle too is dry. There is nowhere you can get water. And we told him what he can do is to pee and drink it. So he peed, and he wanted to drink it. It's like, no, he cannot drink it because he feel like it's disgusting for him to drink it. So he said he couldn't drink it. He cannot drink it. And I took off my shirt. That was one of my shirt, and I took it off I took it off, and I started fanning him because that he can get better and sleep.
Yeah.
And at that time, I couldn't sleep because I didn't even feel like sleeping at that time because of the stress and everything that is going on. So I was finding him, and he fell asleep. And I put back my clothes on, and I put back my shirt on, and he by the time we wake up, he's gone. We didn't know.
No.
Yeah, he's gone. He was gone. And also not even only him. Like, we see a lot of dead bodies. You see people, you see Red Bulls, you see people's shirts, you see bodies that are rotting. You even smell the smell in that jungle. It was, man, it was very, very, very difficult journey.
How do you, I know you have the US in your, in the back of you're like, this is my ultimate goal, but one of your friends is just, fortunately passed away. My condolences on that, by the way. I can never relate to that. And, I'm how do you keep going?
I would say my faith was I didn't want to think about it too much, Sometimes I do, but it doesn't last long in my brain. It doesn't long, my thoughts on all of the things that have happened through my journey. It's not something that I want to think about it all the time because it may make me think on a certain way, but my belief and the faith that I have as a Muslim, that's what keeps me going. So there's a lot of things that for us, if something happens, it happens for a reason.
Yeah.
That's what is stuck with us because we cannot blame it on anybody. So it stuck with me that way from that day till now.
Yeah.
Because I believe everything happened for a reason. Because if weren't this happen, okay, what will happen to me next? I will have died.
Yeah.
So that was what keeps me going all the time. And even when we reached to Panama, we found the water, like, we were thirsty. And my friend just jumped in the water and started drinking it. I also the same thing. I started drinking it. I didn't care whether the water is dirty or not. I'm feeling tasty. We are very, very tasty, so we have to drink that water.
Yeah.
Even if it is dirty or not, because we are looking for a survivor here. And I felt unconscious at that time.
Wow.
They have to take me to the Panama border patrols. They have to come and pick me up. They have a camp there. They picked me up there, and they took me into a room and they put like a drip on me and everything. And I woke up and I was like, where am I? And they told me I'm in a clinic there. Even that, the soldiers there didn't care. They searched me. They said I should come. They want to search me. They searched me. They took me into the bathroom. It was terrible.
Yeah.
They made me bend and they were searching all over my body. I was naked. They searched me all over and they couldn't see anything. At that time, I have money, but I hide it where they cannot see and take my money. And they gave us a place to stay, and we stayed there for 2 days. And a boat came, and they said each of us, if we are going to the second camp to Panama City, we have to pay $20 for a person, and we paid for that. And when they took us to the second camp, in the second camp, we have to pay also when they took us to the third camp. In the third camp, we have to sleep somewhere around, like there was a river. We sleep like the edges of the river. There weren't blanket. There's no blanket, no nothing. It was cold. And they left us there for 2 days.
Wow.
And we have to cook our own food. We have to go and buy food and cook. So we did that. We spent 2 days there. And then they bring a bus and we went to the fourth camp. So the fourth camp is where we stay for 7 days. Because that's where they will do all your process. And if you want to seek an asylum there, they will let you seek an asylum. If you don't want to seek an asylum there, they will process you and take you to the Panama City. So Panama City is where they will process everything and give you a paper that they give you 25 days to leave that country. So me and my friends, we got that paper. We told them, no, we don't want to seek an asylum here because they asked us. They asked us and we said, no, we are not going to the United States. So they did that. They gave us that paper. So within like 10 days, we left that place to Costa Rica. We took a bus. From Costa Rica also, we went to the border and there is this lady who says she can help us cross the border. Not knowing she also have armed robbers who also came and took us into the jungle there. And they later midnight, around 2 a.m., they took us in there because they said they want to cross us. Because Costa Rica, if they catch any foreigner, you will go and spend 30 days in the jail.
Oh.
So we're trying to avoid that. And because we had one of our friends, before we even came, one of our friends was arrested there. And he was still there when we came.
Really?
Yeah. And he was there. So we came and these smugglers said they can smuggle us and cross that border without any issues, but we have to give them $150 each.
Wow.
We told them, no, man, we don't have that money. Not knowing that woman connived with those people.
Yeah.
We didn't know because they were speaking Spanish. We don't understand Spanish. Yeah. And we were translating even for them, like what we would do. And they said, oh, we shouldn't worry. We have our passport and everything. And we told them, yeah, we have it. So they came around 2 a.m. They gave us that opportunity, and they came and took us to that in that jungle, and we were walking, and we got to a place, and they told us to hide, not knowing it's some of their people with machete and guns. They came and started robbing us. So I ran. They didn't cut me, but they caught 3 of our friends.
Oh no!
They took their phones, their clothes, their money, everything, and let them there slandered. And So my friends and I were splitted. We couldn't find anybody.
Yeah.
So I have only two friends that we ran.
Mm-hmm.
And after they finished robbing our friends, and we came out and started calling our friends. So we came and meet our friends. And we told them, what did they steal? And they said, oh, they took their phones, their money, and their bags, their clothes. They took everything from them. So we have to support them with what we have.
Yeah.
So we did that, and we were still in the jungle there, and there was a place. It's like I don't know how to call it. It's like where they breed how do you call it, horses. It was muddy, and we slept we slept there.
Okay.
It was cold. We didn't have anything. It was muddy. It was raining, and we slept there on a tree, behind a tree. And the tree is not like the tree have some leaves. It's a dry tree. We slept there, and it was around 5 a.m. and the guy came out, and he was the one who helped us, because he told us he heard noises, but he couldn't come out because he don't want anything to happen to him, so he couldn't come out to help us. So he came, and we told him we are going to Costa Rica, and he showed us the place where we can go and get a bus.
Okay.
So he showed us where we get a bus. So we're standing there also waiting for the bus, and there's these two guys also who came there to try to rob us. After all that we have been through. And we started, and one of them removed a knife and started saying we should give them money, otherwise they will kill us. Man, me and my friends, we got crazy there. We started fighting them. We went and took stones and sticks. We started chasing them. They were running. And now we started throwing stones to each other like a war. Like one of them threw a stone and came and hit my hand here.
Mm-hmm.
My hand started swelling.
Oh no.
And my friend took his cloth and bandaged it for me because it was hurting me a lot. And we went back to the bus station, and we went and took our bus and got to Costa Rica. So now we are going to Costa Rica to Honduras. Now we are going to Honduras. So from Honduras we have to take a bus to Guatemala. So from Guatemala we have to go to Nicaragua. All of them are, so these places, the rest of them are buses.
Yeah.
We have to do 2-3 days to get there. We went to Nicaragua. So Nicaragua, we slept there for 3 days because our bus is not going to come because it was weekend. I think it was holiday there. So they were not working. So we slept on the bus station for 3 days.
Wow.
And and the bus came and we went to Mexico, the border. But we didn't went to the border. We went somewhere, and this guy, after, there was a guy who was smuggling people to cross because there was a river. It's a deep one. So we cannot cross without the guy. So the guy, if you want to cross anybody, he will take you about $20. And we told him, no, me and my friends, we said, no, we don't have money. So you have to forgive, he can take us for free. He said, no. So we started watching the steps where he's, because he was going in without any step. He was stepping, he was in that river. So the water is just above his chest here.
Yeah.
So we were studying him, like how he's doing that. And my friends and I also did it. And we crossed it without giving him anything. So we crossed it, our clothes were wet, but we careless. So we did that. In Mexico, you cannot go anywhere without the immigration.
Yeah.
So we went to the immigration, and the immigration did fingerprint and everything and get our documents done. And they took us inside the prison, and there was a lot of people there. And they gave us our room, me and my friends. And they were playing gambling in the gamble.
Yeah, they're
Man,
gambling?
Gambling, man, in that prison there. They were playing gambling. And cards, any gambling there, they play.
Really?
Yeah. Even we play gambling on soccer. We play soccer, like we bet.
Really?
Yeah. My friends and I, we won, like we were winning everywhere. So even now, if you want to bet with the team, they say they will not play us. They say we are too good. They couldn't play with us. And we were selling smokes to survive because there we have to do like 30 days before they can release us.
Yeah.
So we did 30 days. No, we did about 25 days and they released us. They started calling our names. And when they called our names and we went and we heard our name in that list and when we were happy because we want to get out from here. And they gave us some documents and one ICE officer came and he said like, do you guys want to seek a refugee here? And we said, no, we want to go to the United States. And he asked us like 3 times. We said no. And he said, okay, we should go back to our cell. He will come and call us. The next day he came and called us and he gave us some documents. And the documents, it also gave us 25 days to leave Mexico. So my friends and I went and rented a hotel. And when I got to Mexico, I called my brother and he sent me some money from Western Union. Because I don't have any documents that he can send it to. So there was this woman there who was helping refugees or people who are foreigners who need money and all that. So she gave us some money, and when our money came, we used the information for our friends and brothers to send us the money to. So we used that woman's information to send us the money. So my brother sent me the money through that woman's information, and I went and picked it up. The woman went and picked it up, and the money that we're supposed to give her, we give her the money.
Yeah. Because
she helped us a lot. If we need anything in the cafe, we go there, she help us, and we use a computer and all that because it's like a cafe where you can go and, computer and everything. So we went there and, that's where I started contacting my brother on Facebook.
Okay.
That's how he knows that's where he knows I'm in Mexico. So we spent 10 days in Mexico, in Tapachula. That's the name of the city, Tapachula, Mexico. So we were there and we went and booked our flight. And my friends and I went and booked our flight bus.
Yeah.
And we got our bus and we were going to between Mexico and California border.
Yeah.
So it took us, I think about 4 days for us to get there in the bus.
Wow. That's a long time still too.
It's a long time, yeah. Because they already told us it's going to take that long time. So we did that. And and we went there and the immigration in Mexico took, when we got that at the border and they collected our documents that the immigration gave us and they told us to come down. We get down and they took us in their immigration office and they lock us there. And this is the Mexico immigration border officers. They took us there and put us in a room. They left us there for a long time.
Just locked you in there, didn't
they? They just locked us there. They said they want to verify the document, whether it's an original one or fake.
Okay.
And we said, why did they keep us there? They said, no, they want to verify whether it's a fake or original. And we told them, no, the immigration gave it to us. How are they expecting us to get a fake document? They said, no, people do those, do those kind of fake documents and go.
Oh, okay.
And I told them, okay, fine, but this is not a fake document. They left us, they were hungry. They didn't even give us food to eat.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Go.
And they came and they released us and we were lucky. We almost missed our bus. And we entered our bus and we left. We got to the border and the border also we went in the border the U.S. Customs and we went there and there's a lot of people. It was busy. We were going in and out. So we, the ones who came there to seek an asylum, we came there and everybody was checked in and out and everything. So we don't have document at that time.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing, our passport and everything is lost. We don't have anything on us. For us to even show them that this is our document, we don't have nothing. And we were standing and they started calling us. They even put us separate, somewhere to sit. And my friends and I were angry and we told them we want to go out and go back in Mexico and go and get something to eat. And they said no. And they told us once we enter this place, we are not gonna go back there. You have to stay for them to check us out. You know, we were sitting there since that morning till 1 midnight.
No way. That long?
That long before they attend to us. They started calling us.
Did they give you any food,
No
water?
food, no water, nothing.
Did they check in on you at all, or?
They didn't even check on us.
Wow.
Not even to check on us. They didn't even check on us.
That's crazy.
It was crazy. Like, we were pissed because at that time I was thinking, like, is that the United States that they were advertising on the TV that, United States that is the greatest country in the world and all that? And I started thinking, well, no, this doesn't look like America. That back home they were seeing, like,
Yeah.
And it wasn't when we get there. When we were there, it wasn't that American that I thought it was in the TV. And they started calling us one after the other, and they started processing us. They put an handcuff on us, on our waist, and our ankle, like criminals. And they took us somewhere, and they started processing us. They went and did fingerprint and everything. And they asked us, why are we here? And we told them we are here to seek an asylum, and they did all the process, and they left. They gave us a room, a small room. It was a very small. It's from here to here, I would say, small. And there were like 30 of us in that room. And they turned off the AC. It was cold in there. And we told them to turn it off because they didn't give us a blanket. There was no bed. We're sleeping on the floor. The floor is cold. And if you want to go to the bathroom is just around the corner there. When someone is going to the bathroom, you see them. You see the person in the bathroom. It's not there's something that like will give you privacy to go in the bathroom.
Yeah, there's no privacy.
No privacy. And we're in that room, and we stayed there for 7 days at that border there. We stayed there for 7 days. The food and water are the same food. The food that we eat in the morning, the same food that they will bring us in the evening. We eat twice a day.
Just twice?
Just twice a day. And that twice a day, sometimes the food that they bring us is even smelling bad because it wasn't warm up. It's the same food. They left it there. They didn't put it in any place that's, prevent it from, smelling bad or, So the food went bad. So we started to say, like, no, the food that they are giving us is not good. So it started affecting our stomach. We started to get sick. Even when we were getting sick, they don't even care. They came and took us once. We didn't even take a shower. We told them we need somewhere to go and take a shower. They didn't even give us any place to go take a shower. 7 days, we didn't take a shower.
No. Oh.
We didn't brush our teeth. Only one time they came. And the one time they came, it was when we came there the first time that they brought someone to come and check on us. They took us to the medical place to come and check it. That's it. And we started getting sick from the food, and they didn't even care to take care of us.
It's just like basic hygienic needs, right?
Yeah. They didn't do that. And we were there for 7 days. They started to transfer us to different prison.
Okay.
So they separate, like my friends were at somewhere, and they took my friends, some of them in Arizona, they took some of them in New York, and I was there in California. It's called like Atlanta Detention Center.
Okay.
That's where I was. And they handcuffed us like criminals, and they took us there, and once we went there, that's where before they even take us to that place, that detention center or prison, we have to go to another place for them to process us, to search us, and all that. And that's where that place we slept about 2 days there. That place, that's where we get to take a shower and brush our teeth and sleep. And that place, they gave us food once a day.
Just once?
Once a day. And for that 2 days, then they came early in the morning, like around 3 a.m. They brought their van and put us in, handcuff our waist, our arms, and our knees, our ankles. I would say, not knees. And they gave us a different uniform. They took off our uniform and they gave us a different uniform. You know, sometimes when you are watching the TV, you see prisoners wearing different uniform, yellow, red, and blue. So
Yeah.
they gave us blue uniforms.
They tell you why, or just give you blue?
Yeah, just give us blue.
Okay.
And they take our clothes and put it somewhere, and they take us there. And I remember asking one of the officers that we are thirsty, we need water. He said, like, we cannot ask him any water. Like, he said, they don't have any water here to give us. And we said, okay. At that moment, I was like, no, this is the America. This is not the United States that we know.
They thought, yeah.
Yeah, we thought this is not the United States that we thought. And they took us there. After they took us there too, we have to take all our clothes and they give us a new other clothes too. And that they give us blue, the same thing there. They give us shoes to wear. And they separate us from Delta and they give us like, so the rooms have names. If you are in D, that is Delta. If you are in B, Bravo, and C, Charlie. So you have them different.
So it's like the phonetic alphabet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So they gave us those rooms and we were separate. My friends and I were separated. And when I went there in that detention there, I saw my friends too. I saw some friends that I know.
Small world, isn't it?
Small world, man.
Oh, wow.
I saw some friends that I know, and I was happy I saw them there because if I was there by myself, how can I cope?
Are you kidding? Like,
Yeah.
after everything you went through, at least that's a little bit of something, right? Some familiarity.
It was crazy, and I met them there. And there you need to have money. If you don't have money, you're gonna stay hungry.
Yeah.
Not getting into it because the food that they give you there, even your dog is not gonna eat that food.
Oh.
They'll give you a meat. The meat is stinky. You can smell it. It's very stinky. The food is bad. Basically, they treat you like a prisoner.
It's like scraps.
Scraps.
Oh.
And one of my friends, just to keep themselves busy, they sometimes go there and work in the kitchen and they get $1 per day.
$1.
$1. Because you have money, they will let you create an account and put some money that you have in you and put it there. Then you're buying commissary.
Yeah.
You're buying food for you that will help you because they know the food that they're going to give you there is not good. It's not enough. And they sometimes come, like when you are sleeping in the midnight, they will sometimes come and start waking you all up, making noises to wake you up. Then they will start counting. So a day, they will count you like 5 times. If you are sleeping, in the middle around 3 a.m., they will come and wake you up and do counting.
Really?
Yeah. So they will count you. So you don't even get enough sleep.
Not even.
Yeah. So basically, because they are even bad people, like they are drug dealers, they are murderers. We even saw them there. They are wearing the yellow, orange shirt, and some of them are even wearing the red ones. So the red ones are the ones who are, like I would say, like dangerous.
Yeah.
No. So they were there. They were also like, we can even see them. They are other side of the prison and we are other side of the prison. So I remember one day there is this guy who asked me like, what am I doing here? Did I kill someone or did they catch me with the drugs? Or did I do something bad? And I told him, no, I'm here to seek an asylum. Even that guy was surprised that they brought me here. He said, you are not supposed to be here. Because it's like, this place is a prison.
Yeah.
Because he was surprised to see us. And he asked me, oh, are all these guys bad people? And I said, no, we are all here to seek an asylum here. And he said, no, this is not good. You guys not supposed to be here.
Yeah, they have you in with you're saying murderers and like drug dealers. Oh, wow. It's not, like I'm surprised they would have you in that environment at all.
Man. And we were there for like almost like 6 months because the law say, in their law, it says 6 months if the person if the person is more than is 6 months, that you have to release him no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
But they left us there. And the reason they left us there because it's not a government prison, it's a private detention. So basically they are getting money.
For having you there.
Yeah, for having us there. They are getting, they are making profit.
Yeah.
For having us there. Because the government, like every refugee or every asylum seeker that come there, they're supposed to get money. At least, I think they said $25 per day. So basically, they are keeping you there to get money.
Yeah.
So they keep us there more than 6 months. Instead of them release us within 6 months. So they keep us there.
Just think of every dollar out of it. Okay.
So they keep us there and they bring us our hearing, and we went even our hearing in that detention. No representative. They brought us some shitty lawyer, government lawyer. They say he's a government lawyer, but he wasn't doing his job. What I'm saying about my story, about what brought me here, about how I'm in danger to return to my country, he wasn't even saying the same thing. But they said he speak Hausa, and I said, okay. Even in my application, I put English and Hausa. So if this person is not speaking the right Hausa that I'm telling him to tell the judge, and he's saying something different, how will the judge find it incredible for her to even believe me?
Yeah.
So the guy wasn't translating it well to the judge. So the judge was asking me some questions that I'm like, this has nothing to do with my story.
Yeah.
And I told the judge, can I speak English? Because I can speak English. And she said, no. Since they brought a Hausa interpreter, then I have to stick to that.
Really?
Yeah. And my defense and my lawyer was sitting there saying nothing. And they also have their lawyer, their defense lawyer. They have their lawyer also there, who was also throwing questions at me back and forth.
It's incredibly frustrating. I couldn't even imagine.
It's frustrating. And I told the judge, no, what I'm saying to him is not what he's saying to you. And she said, no. Then why is he here then? And I told her, yeah, I know you brought an interpreter, but it's not translating what I'm saying you. Because if you translate it to you in English, I understand English.
Yeah.
And it's not what he's saying to you. And she's like, no. And, that's where they said, okay, I should go. Even there, they called my sister-in-law. And they asked me, where am I going? And I told them I'm going to Florida at my sister-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
They called my sister-in-law, and my sister-in-law picked up the call, and she said, yeah, he's my brother-in-law, and he's coming to us, and we're going to take care of him and everything. And that judge still, didn't believe. And she's like, okay, we're going to call you back. So after hanging up that call, and she told us, okay, we should go. She will send the results. We'll get the final judgment. So I was there and I got my final judgment. They denied my case.
They denied it. What did they give you any reason for it, or they just said no?
I didn't see it even in full, because what I'm seeing, the full judgment that I was seeing there, wasn't even translating properly because of that translator. So I was so frustrated. I called my brother and I told him no, they denied my case. And they gave me a bond of $37,000 to pay.
A debt?
Yeah, they gave me a bond.
Oh.
So I have to pay that bond before I can go out. And the bond also, you have to go through bond company. That you have to pay a percentage before they can release you.
So there's more money on top of that.
Yeah. And I was like, if I have this $37,000, do they think I'll come here? I will not invest it and open a business back way in Ghana? I was saying that. I was like, where did you expect me to get this money? I'm a refugee. I don't have anything.
Yeah.
And they were expecting me to pay $37,000. And I called my brother and I told him, and they denied my case and they gave me $37,000 to pay. And he was like, what? And my sister-in-law was like, what? My sister-in-law said I shouldn't worry. They're going to go and see a bond company and they will pay a percentage. Then I will get out. So I did almost 1 year that detention there. And my brother paid a bond company a percentage.
Yeah.
And I was there, and I was even like, I didn't know I'm even going to go out at that time, because when I was talking to my brother, he said, oh, he's going to see the bond company,
Yeah.
But that time too, he was busy at his work, he couldn't get a time and all that. So he got a time and went and go and see the bond company. The bond company came. They came in. So I was in my room and I heard my name. They called my name. And they say, you are going out today. I was happy.
Like a year. And all these like hopes, right?
Yeah.
And then just being frustrating, especially at the court and with your brother, like, going through the bond, not being be able to necessarily make the time, finally get your name called.
Yeah.
And you get your freedom.
Get my freedom. I get my freedom, and the bond company booked me a ticket to go to my brother, and I went there and I went to meet them.
Wow.
And yeah, I was there, and also like not even that. Also, I didn't feel the struggle never ends, and I have to go and report to an office. They assigned me to report to an officer, ICE officer, every 3 weeks. Not even every 2 weeks. I have to travel from Florida, where I am holiday, to Cleveland to report myself. And Cleveland, from where I am to Cleveland, is about 2 hours drive or 1 hour drive.
Yeah.
And my brother have to take me there all every 2 weeks. And and the officer too, when I was reporting to him, is asking me about document. You have to be threatening me, and I told my sister-in-law, and my sister-in-law, and Florida too is expensive to live there.
Yeah.
And my sister-in-law was like, no, we need to move Florida to go to Ohio. So we were there. I was there for about I think we were there for about almost 6 months, and we moved from there.
Now, did the U.S. Customs give you were you still kind of waiting on your judgment? Were they telling you to leave, or what were they communicating to you at that time?
Yeah, at that time they were calling. They have to go and report to an ICE officer, because he's the one who's going to make a decision. Because he's been sending email to the Ghanaian embassy to get my documents for him to deport me.
Oh, okay.
But he's not getting any answer. So I remember when I went to him, he said he requested for my documents, and the embassy said they cannot issue it to him. So he started threatening me every time that I go there.
Oh, okay.
So my sister-in-law was like, no, we need to move here. We need a new ICE officer. So we moved to Ohio.
Yeah.
And they transferred all my case to another ICE officer in Ohio.
Yeah.
And that officer there was nice.
Yeah.
I have to come and report every 2 months.
Okay.
And he wasn't even threatening me like the other one. But he was saying do I have any passport? I told him, no, I don't have it. Can I issue it? And I said, I don't know how I can issue the passport.
Yeah.
And at that time also I was frustrated. I just need a job.
Yeah.
I've been sitting home and I'm not working. I was like, no, I'm bored. I need to go home.
Yeah.
I need to get a job.
So, and maybe we'll have to have you for another podcast, because I know this is a huge story, but I guess kind of where I want to leave, I want you, the kind of last part is what got you to come to Manitoba? What made you want to come to Canada?
So it's because of the safety.
Yeah.
It wasn't safe for me in the United States anymore. And I feel because people were getting deported at that time.
Okay.
And at that time, it was election day 2016, when Trump was about to be elected as a president.
Gotcha.
And it wasn't safe. People were getting deported, and there was a lot of fighting, Things were messing up there at that time. So I decided to leave.
Okay. Well, Seidu, I just want to say thank you so much for sharing your story with me, especially your journey from Ghana to Brazil, especially up to America. I think we had to have you on again to discuss your journey here to Canada, because there's still a lot more story to go there, and I want to get your life currently in Canada as well. So we'll have you back on again, probably in the next little bit here. We'll schedule that. But again, I just want to say thank you so much for sharing this. Like again, when you first spoke with me in UW, I was inspired, and just learning more about your story, I'm speechless. Honestly, like I couldn't believe the trials and tribulations you went through, the hardships, and it really speaks to your character about how you're able to be here today, and to go through all that. Not everyone can make it through all that, and I just want to say, I'm proud to call you a friend. I'm happy to have you as my coach, and I just want to say thank you for everything you do for the community, and just thank you so much for sharing your story.
Yeah, thank you for having me. And anytime that you want to schedule it, let me know. And we can talk more about it. And thank you for having me.
Well, I think we should have you on for the second episode, because I think this story has to have more to it. And I feel like we need to follow up on this great podcast, because I don't know about you, but I've had a great time just listening and learning more about you and about your journey. So we'll get that in. We'll have you for another session soon.
Okay, no problem. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So thank you everyone for joining me here for the first ever edition of the Observer Football Podcast. Again, just what an honor. So we're going to have Seidu back on for the next episode. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. And also, Seidu also has a version for his own social media. So please be sure to click his YouTube and in social media, like Instagram, whatever social media he has, in the comments below. Links will be provided. And again, thank you so much. We'll see you in the next episode.